Good morning, students and teachers, girls and boys, parents, brothers and sisters, families, and anyone that took some time to listen to today's edition of Storytime with Officer Young. Before we start, I just wanted to talk a little bit about and share something that I read earlier this week and I shared with my colleagues. I want to read this quote to you. It's by Martin Luther King Jr. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And that applies. Just very simple words. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So I want to take a minute, just a second before I start reading, and just share with you that about me a little bit, and what drives me, and what kind of is my core. And yes, I make mistakes, just like everybody else. But at the end of the day, and every morning when I get up, love is what drives me through the day. And I believe it's good, and I believe that is honorable. And so I want you to know that I do care, and the reason I do what I do is because I love you. I love talking to you. I love being able to interact with you all in school. You all inspire me, and so that's why I do what I do. It's because I love you. I want to make sure you're safe. I want to have a chance to help you all have a bright future and succeed in every way you would like. And so with that, I want to make sure that you know, your parents know, that I'm here. I'm working, and even when I'm not working, I'm available. So if you've got questions, if you've got thoughts, if you're having a hard time, you just need a real face-to-face story time, whatever I can do through this summer to help you, just give you a chance to get a break from things. Miss Kelly's got my contact information, and she will be glad to work to get us together to share that. So if you have her contact or can get it, she's kind of our point of contact, our point to get us together. But I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I just because I'm not in the school or you don't see me doesn't mean that I don't think about you. I don't pray for you, and that I don't to want you to have the best summer that you can. So with a lot of things going on in the world, I tried to find a book that would apply to all of us, not just to you and the parents, but to me and to the police officers and law enforcement. And I happened to come upon this one. It's called Big Bad Wolf is Good. It's by Simon Puttock. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure I am, and Lynne Chapman. So that's a good example of why you all need to learn your grammar, and not just grammar, but pronunciation of words, so you're not like me fumbling over somebody's name. So I'm just going to read through this with you. I'll make a few little comments as we go, as I usually do, because that's me. But we're going to start off. Big Bad Wolf was lonely. He has no friends. Perhaps because he's big and scary, he said to himself. Perhaps it's because I'm bad, bad, bad. He sat and he thought and he thought. I know, he said. I will not be bad anymore. I will be good. Then someone will be my friend. So Big Bad Wolf set off to be good. Okay. Mrs. Goose was in the garden with her seven little goslings. Good day, said Big Bad Wolf politely, raising his hat. Honk, cried Mrs. Goose. It's Big Bad Wolf. Mrs. Goose and her seven little goslings ran into the house and slammed the door. Pretty sure I would do the same thing if I was Mrs. or Mr. Goose and I saw a wolf. I would run and slam the door. Oh, Mrs. Goose, said Big Bad Wolf sweetly, please open the door. I'm a good wolf now, and I've come to play with your seven little goslings. Mrs. Goose, would not open the door. The seven little goslings chanted, Big Bad Wolf, stay away, and don't come back another day. and they made faces through the curtains. Wow. That's not what he was expecting. Big Bad Wolf felt sad. Those geese had not given him a chance. He sat, and he thought, and he thought. I know, he said, I will be useful and good, and someone will be my friend. So Big Bad Wolf set out to be useful and good. Mrs. Chicken was going out. She was waiting for the babysitter and her 6 little chicks. Where can the babysitter be? She fussed. Phew! Big Bad Wolf coughed politely. I will be glad to sit with your 6 little chicks. Yikes! Squawked Mrs. Chicken. It's Big Bad Wolf. Run, children, run. They ran into the house, and they slammed the door. Wow, it looks like they're scared of him again. Oh, Mrs. Chicken, said Big Bad Wolf sweetly. I'm a good wolf now. Please let me in to look after your 6 little chicks. But Mrs. Chicken would not open the door. The 6 little chicks chanted, Big Bad Wolf, stay away, and don't come back ever again. And they made faces through the curtains. Big Bad Wolf was really sad. Those chicks had not given him a chance. He sat, and he thought, and he thought. I know, he said, I will be useful and good, and I will do a noble deed. Then someone will surely be my friend. So Big Bad Wolf set off to be useful and good, and do a noble deed. Mrs. Duck stood on her doorstep calling, Where are you, number 5? Good evening, Mrs. Duck, said Big Bad Wolf, bowing politely. What seems to be the trouble? May I be of some assistance? Mrs. Duck flew into a rage. Quack, she cried. It's Big Bad Wolf, and he's eaten poor little number 5. She rushed inside and slammed the door. Big Bad Wolf was upset. He banged and banged at Mrs. Duck's door. Let me in, he howled. I haven't eaten anybody. But Mrs. Duck would not open the door. The little ducklings 1 to 4 sang, Big Bad Wolf, stay away, and don't come back because you've eaten number 5. And they made sad faces at him through the curtains. Eaten number 5 indeed, shouted Big Bad Wolf. I'll show them. I won't be good. I'll be bad, bad, bad. Big Bad Wolf was stomping through the woods in a terrible temper when he heard a small, sad voice. Quack! I'm lost, said the voice. Big Bad Wolf stepped from behind a tree. Quack, number 5. Quack, quack, help! It's Big Bad Wolf. He's going to eat me. Big Bad Wolf's feelings were terribly hurt. If you don't stop being silly this minute, he roared, I will eat you. So there. Number 5 looked up. A fat little tear rolled down his bill. I want my mommy, he said. There, there, said Big Bad Wolf. We'll find your mommy. He scooped up number 5 and put him in his pocket. Big Bad Wolf knocked on Mrs. Duck's door. Excuse me, he called sweetly. I've found number 5. The door opened a tiny crack. "Have you really?" asked Mrs. Duck. "Really and truly," said Big Bad Wolf. "And you haven't eaten him?" asked Mrs. Duck. When Mrs. Duck saw her lost little duckling, she snatched him inside and shut the front door. Bang! Slammed the door right in his face, even after he had found him. Big Bad Wolf walked away sadly. He had been useful and good and done a noble deed, but still nobody wanted to be his friend. A big fat tear rolled down his face. "Oh, Big Bad Wolf," cried Mrs. Duck, opening the front door wide. Big Bad Wolf stopped. "Would you like to come inside for a cup of tea?" she asked. Big Bad Wolf turned round. "Yes, please," he sniffed. Big Bad Wolf had a lovely visit. He drank 3 cups of tea and ate 11 cookies. Then he played with the ducklings, 1 to 5. "Thank you, Mrs. Duck," said Big Bad Wolf when it was time to go home. "Oh, thank you, Big Bad Wolf," said Mrs. Duck, "for finding duckling number 5. You are a hero." "Do you think," asked Big Bad Wolf shyly, "that you could call me Big Good Wolf now?" Mrs. Duck laughed. "Don't be silly," she said, and gave him a big warm hug. "You will always be Big Bad Wolf, but you are good too." So I hope you all enjoyed this book. This book has a lot of different meanings, and maybe it's something we can talk about, and maybe it's something you can talk about with your parents and your friends. But I was glad I found it, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, I still am trying to find and get recommendations and suggestions for things to read in the upcoming weeks, and so please get those to me. Hope you guys have had a great week. I hope next week is even better. I hope this weekend you get to do some things fun and enjoy just life outdoors and everything that is out there for you offer. And so again, I love you guys. I love you all. I want the very best for you, and I want to be able to be there and do whatever I can do to help make your life better and easier. Again, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.